Hello and welcome to Anomaly. My name is Gary David Hart and I'm a researcher of the mind and magic at the University of Misdirection in Dimpledon.
And I'm Rebecca Herrera. But all my close friends and those I truly love, cherish, admire and adore call me Rebby. Isn't that right, Gary?
Yes, Rebecca.
I'm currently studying the phenomena of invisible communication and the history of science and mathematics at the University of Time and Space in London.
Now tonight we're going to demonstrate for you something you believe to be impossible, the art of telepathic communication. And we'll do this using the 5 known senses of the human body.
Sight, smell, touch, taste and sound.
Along with a few others that not too many people know about.
Inner perception, proprioception, sensual awareness, the phenomena of trust, synchronicity and the communicative subtleties of the aesthetic body.
Wow. She really knows her stuff.
Why, thank you.
Now, there's a strong difference between what we do and conventional magic. I'd like to demonstrate this for you. Let me grab, I've got a deck of playing cards here. Hi there, may I ask your name?
Vivian.
It's very nice to meet you, Vivian. Thanks for coming out tonight. I've got the cards here. I want to show you all the cards are different. I don't want you to think I'm cheating in any way. Of course I am cheating, I just don't want her to think I'm cheating. If you could select any card you like. Oh dear God, not that. No, please. Okay, have a look at the card and memorise the card. Brilliant. I'm going to take the card back from you, face down. And I'm going to show it to the rest of the audience. Can everyone see that at the back?
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone remember this card and watch as the card is placed on top of the deck. We're then going to take your card and we're going to shuffle it into the deck. In fact, we'll take this a step further. I'm going to take some of the cards, we'll put them face up, some of the cards face down, some face up, face down, face up, face down. We want to really muddle this deck up. See, now I've done that, I can show you all that some of the cards here are face to back. Some of the cards, if we go along, are back to face. We should even have some, back to back. This deck is completely mixed up. But just with one click of the fingers, all the cards now jump back into their original position. What was the card you selected? That 4 of diamonds there. The only card that's remained facing forward is I'm here all night, ladies and gentlemen.
Gary is very good at magic tricks. He practices on me all the time.
Shall I do another one?
Yes, please. Oh, do the one that it took you 2 years to learn how to do.
Oh yeah, let's give that a try. Hi there, you have a really nice smile this evening. Thanks for coming out. May I ask your name?
Susie.
Susie, it's a pleasure to meet you, Susie. Take the cards. What I'm going to do, Susie, is I'm just going to pull some cards from the top of the deck. You're going to say stop whenever you like. When you say stop, that's the card that we'll use. Okay, you ready? Okay, just say stop anywhere you like. Stop there. Okay, have a look at that card. I'll show the card to the rest of the audience. Can everyone see the chosen card?
Yes.
Fantastic. Watch again as we now sandwich this into the centre of the deck. Now, as the magician, it's my job to find your selected card. But I'm a bit of a lazy magician, so I'm going to get you to help me with this. Give me a number, say between, let's keep it easy for me, between 1 and 5.
Any number.
Any number between 1 and 5.
5.
5? Are you happy with your decision?
Yep.
Okay, could you hold both hands out for me? Because what you've actually done, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you've told me the exact amount of cuts I need to make to get to your selected card. What was your selected card?
3 of spades.
The 3 of Queenses of Hearts. 3 of spades, you said. Oh, I am terribly sorry. 3 of spades, 3 of spades. Where's the 3 of spades? This has never happened to me before. I'm sorry. I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll let you keep both the 3 of spades and the Queen of Hearts as a memento of my first ever mistake of tonight's show. Now, what you've all just witnessed, just get rid of these, is you've witnessed what can happen when a magic trick goes wrong. No matter how skilled the performer, there is always a slight possibility that things just won't work out. For this reason, we do things a little differently. Now, if anyone has coins on them, I'd like you to take a coin out of your pocket, your purse, your wallet, your coat, and hold it high in the air so that everyone can see it. If everyone can do that for me now, if you've got a coin, hold it high up in the air. Don't be shy, all the people at the back as well. Fantastic. That's it, hold them nice and high in the air. Nice and high in the air. Wonderful. Just high in the air, yep. Now, Rebecca, could you turn around and just go to the back there so that so you can't see anything that's going on. Let's select one of you. So could you stand up for me? Okay, I'm going to take your coin. I've got a coin here, Rebecca. Could you tell me what coin this is? Honey.
Honey. Which coin is honey? Can we come back to that one?
Oh, of course we can. I'm terribly sorry. Honey. If you take the coin, sir, hold it in a tight fist for me. If you can remain standing, hold it in a tight fist like that. We're going to come back to you in just a second. You there, young man, can I ask you to stand up for me? Okay, I have a second coin here, Rebecca. Could you tell me what coin this one is? Darling.
Can we come back to that one too, please?
Of course we can. I'm terribly sorry. Again, if you could put that in your palm, hold it nice and tight. Remain standing. I'll come back to you in just a second. I'm going to come amongst you. You can touch me if you like. Let's see. You there, young lady. Could you stand up for me? Stand up. Okay. Wonderful. Terrific. I have another coin here, Rebecca. Could you tell me what coin this is? Sweetheart.
Sweetheart? Hang on a minute.
Bear with us. You can do it, sweetheart. I believe in you, sweetheart.
Sweetheart. It's a 10p piece?
It is a 10p piece. I don't know how she does it. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if anyone noticed this, but we were just using what's called a spoken code. I'd like to take this opportunity to state that we won't be using any spoken codes or electronic devices, stooges or outside help of any kind from this point onwards.
Now, let's show them something chancy.
Let's. You turn around again so you can't see. Make sure that you can't see. Keep an eye on her, people, because I don't trust her. What I would like you to do is take your coin, and in a moment I'm going to ask you to show me either heads or tails of your coin. Once you do so, I will try and send an impression of that coin to Rebecca, and we'll do this under the strict condition of silence. Please show me heads or tails now.
It's tails.
Your selection?
Tails.
Indeed, thank you. Please take your seat. Thank you for standing. The same question to you. I'd like you to show me heads or tails of your coin, any side you like, and do so now.
Tails again.
Tails again, was it, sir? Indeed, please take your seat. Thank you very much. I'd like to point out the odds of getting this right 3 times in a row just by sheerly luck, chance of guessing are about 3 to the 23rd power. That's about 323,000 to 3. There's more chance of me being struck by lightning whilst walking home tonight than for Rebecca to get this one right just by luck. So, if you could please show me heads or tails of your coin.
Tails the third time.
Your selection, sir. It was, thanks. Please remain standing for a second. Could you tell me the value of this coin, Rebecca?
Yes, it's a 50p piece.
The value of the coin, sir? 50, indeed. Please remain standing.
Now, could you please find the date on your coin for me?
I have a magnifying glass if it helps at all.
Let me know once you found it.
And I've got a torch here if need be. You've got it?
Okay, now I can see there's quite a lot of vertical lines. There's definitely three downward strokes and then a more diagonal one. So I think the first number's a 1, and then that diagonal stroke. Oh yes, no, that's a 7. So I think this coin is 1997.
The date on the coin, sir?
You better confirm it. Yeah,
I'll confirm. I think it is 1997. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seat. She always knows how much money I've got on me as well, and what to spend it on. Hey, let's have another round of applause for our amazing coin masters. Thank you all three. Now, Rebecca has an amazing ability. She can combine her gift of second sight with the complexities of numbers. It's incredible.
Oh, now you're embarrassing me.
Oh, you turn around again so that you can't see. No peeking. Okay, I'm going to come amongst you. You there, sir. Could I ask you to write me down just any single digit number you like on this piece of paper, somewhere at the top? Thank you. I'm going to ask a few of you to do this. You there, can I ask you to write down just underneath that number any single digit number? Thank you. And then you, sir, if you could write me down any single digit number just underneath. Thank you. And you, sir, if you could write me down any single digit number just underneath. You there, can I ask you any single digit number just underneath, if you could? Thank you. I like that number. And you, sir, I'll also get you, if you can write me down a single digit number just underneath. You're welcome to start on this side if you prefer. And I'll get one more person to do this. I see a young girl with her hand up there. If you, come around this way. Any single digit number you like. Now I'm going to need someone to add up these numbers. Who here is good at math? Oh, we have some takers. That's the first time anyone has ever stuck their hand up. Who should I pick? You then, my dear. Could you please add up the total of these numbers for me? Fantastic.
I'm sure you'll find the total will be 24.
She just turned.
What do you say?
I said 24.
24. Ladies and gentlemen, once again. Now, for our next demonstration, we're going to use a deck of playing cards. But we're not going to use just a regular deck of playing cards. You, ladies and gentlemen, are going to become our human deck of playing cards. I have here some giant cards. If you could take a card and pass it along, and back, I'll give some here. If you could take a card, pass it along. If you could take a card, pass it along. Take a card and pass it along, and just keep passing those cards back. Make sure that all these cards are distributed amongst the audience. Now, whilst that's being done, hi, can I just borrow you on stage for a second? I just want you to make some checks for me. I have here some wads of cotton gauze. I'd like you to hold them up to your eyes, inspect them, make sure they are completely opaque and there's no way that they can be seen through. No holes punched through, no hidden James Bond plasma screens or anything like that. Fantastic. And could you also inspect this blindfold? Again, hold it up to the light, hold it up to your eyes, make sure that it is completely opaque. Okay, please watch it very carefully as Rebecca holds the cotton over her eyes, and they are going to be held firmly in place with the blindfold. Now, from your position here on stage, if you'd like to come a bit closer, less than a metre away you are there, could you confirm that under these conditions there is no way that Rebecca could see? Fantastic. Please retake your seat. Give her a round of applause. And just to make it that bit harder, in case she was gifted with X-ray vision, we'll turn her back as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the cards, everyone, near enough everyone I should imagine has a card. What we're going to do is we're going to have to shuffle this deck, as with any deck. So could you please swap your card with a person to the left of you, to the right of you, in front, behind. Swap those cards around and do this until I say stop. Really shuffle this deck of cards. Come on, keep moving them around. Move those cards around. Move them around. At the back as well, don't be shy. All the way around. I want all these cards moving. That's it. There we go. And stop. Fantastic. So what's going to happen is I'm going to ask one of you to show me just a glimpse of your playing card. Once you've done this, I will try and transmit an impression of the card to Rebecca. Here it is, sir. Just show me a quick glimpse of your card.
I can see a flock of birds, it looks like. Or, no, wait, they're not birds, they're your cards. They must be all of your cards. And they're flying along in a big flock, all together. But there's one that's coming away at the back. I think it's weaker than the others, I think. It's slowing down and faltering and, yes, it's starting to fall. It's falling through the air and I catch it and it's the Four of Spades.
Your card, sir. Could you hold it let everyone see? The Four of Spades. Once again, I do not mind. Now, also, give yourselves a round of applause. That was an excellent shuffle. And then we'll give yourselves a round of applause.
Let's show them something tasteless.
Yes, let's do that. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could all pass your cards along to the centre, I'm going to come and grab them from you. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have been told that I have an incredibly vivid imagination. So much so that I can make myself truly believe anything that I imagine to be real. I'll give you an example. Rebecca here, she tells me I need to drink at least 2 litres of water every day in order to keep my beard growing. Now, I hate water. It is completely tasteless. I'm sure some of the younger people in the audience would agree with me. Who here likes drinking water?
I love drinking water.
All but this chap. Me personally, I'm the opposite. I can't stand water. So when I'm forced to drink it, I simply just imagine that the water is chocolate milkshake. When I do this, all I experience are the joys of chocolate milkshake. Now, we thought that we would put my imagination and Rebecca's amazing ability to the test. I'm going to ask one of you to come and help me. Now, I'm not going to select you this time because we've been accused of using stooges in the past. So in order to combat this falsehood, we have invested in an incredibly ingenious, highly expensive device to make it impossible to cheat in such a manner. None other than this teddy bear gorilla. I would like you there, man. If you could take him, stand up, I want you to throw him over your shoulder to anywhere you like in the audience. If you are the person to catch him, please come down and join us on the stage. Off he goes. Give him a round of applause. May I ask your name, sir? Tony. Tony, I'm Gary. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you. Can I ask you just to stand here? You can put them there. I don't want him escaping. If you could stand here and make sure all the lovely people can see you. Wonderful. Now, I've got here some bottles of water. I would like you to just inspect them and make sure that they are what they seem to be, just regular bottles of water. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. In fact, you can. Would you like to open one and taste it?
I think I'll trust you.
I'll never trust a magician. I also have here 4 labels. Now, these labels represent flavours: lemon, blueberry, lime and strawberry. I would like you to take each of these and put them on one of the bottles. Any bottle you like. Oh, we've got yeah. Yeah. Wonderful. Now, if I was to tell you that each of these bottles of water now tastes of the flavour you selected, would you be impressed?
I would be, yes.
Can I ask you to just pick up any one of these bottles? And if you could take the cap off. And just take a small sip of the liquid. Tell me, what do you taste?
Water.
Exactly, because it is just a bottle of water. That would be good, wouldn't it? You could remove the rest of the caps from the bottles to me. Now, what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is in a moment we're going to test Rebecca's ability with my imagination. Oh, thank you very much, sir. If you could come back round here again, we want all the lovely people to see you. What I'm going to ask you to do is, in a moment, I'll ask you to pass me any one of the bottles. I will take a sip of the liquid and I will imagine that it is the flavour you have selected to put on it. Rebecca will be able to taste what I taste and experience the same sensations. So if my imagination works properly, she will be able to successfully name the flavour. Okay? Please pick and pass me any bottle you like now.
It's fruity and it's quite rich, I would say. This is the blueberry.
Your selection, sir? Indeed, the blueberry. Could I ask you to pass me any one of the remaining 3 bottles, any one you like?
This is, it's very refreshing and citrusy, but quite bitter. This is the lemon.
Your selection, sir?
Lemon.
The lemon, indeed. Let's see if we can get this right 3 times in a row. Please pass me any one of the remaining 2 bottles.
This one's more fruity than the last one and definitely sweeter. Yes, I'm tasting strawberry.
Your selection, sir?
Strawberry.
Indeed, the strawberry. Give him a round of applause. Well, before we move on, I always like to say I really don't know how she does what she does. Me personally, as the magician, I find it easier just to take the bottles and turn them into the flavours that were selected. Blueberry. This one was indeed the lemon, so we'll just turn that one into lemon. What do we have left? Of course, the strawberry. We'll do that one, and then I think we'll take the lime and we'll turn that as well. This one, I don't think now, the learning of these thoughts in the country will ever admit to hiring us. We've actually been called upon to help with several different cases.
My most cherished skill is my ability to instinctively locate lost pets, keys, and wanted criminals. Although I have never understood why anyone would want a criminal.
Yes, that's baffled me too. In a moment, I'm going to ask two of you to escort Rebecca out of the theatre. It will be your job to make sure she cannot see or hear anything that is going on inside. If you could take her down to the box office, just anywhere but the bar.
Please ring the bell when you're ready for our return. I will then attempt to locate the one person among you responsible for hiding one of this country's most dangerous criminals. None other than...
Pretty Boy Floyd.
Who is in jail for committing the most heinous of crimes. And he's about to escape.
Now, let's pick someone here. You there, so could you just take this bear and throw him over your shoulder to anywhere you like in the audience? He's a vicious one. If you could stand up, sir, and please throw the bear to anyone else you like. Please stand up. If you could both come down. Give him a round of applause. It will be your job to escort Rebecca out and make sure she can't see or hear anything. Because we're about to invite you to join us in the game we call Wanted, Dead or Alive. If you could escort Rebecca out. Dun dun. Alone at last. Now, in a moment, I'm going to ask one of you to take Pretty Boy Floyd and throw him over the prison wall, as it were. If you are the person to catch him, please stand up. Come here, you.
Alert! Prison escape in progress.
Over the prison wall. If you could throw him into something you haven't had. He's really on the run this time, isn't he? You throw him to anyone else. If you are the person to get him, please stand up. I promise not to embarrass you. Give her a round of applause. Please stand up. Now, you have been selected to harbour this dangerous fugitive. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to hide him under your chair, in your bag, wherever you like. Just make sure he can't be seen. But before you do this, could you stand up and give him a good frisk down? Make sure he has nothing on him that might betray his location. Also, make sure he hasn't escaped with any weapons or any sleazy magazines or anything. He will probably enjoy that frisk down. He's been in that box for quite some time now.
He's good.
It's good. And if you could stand up for me, I can barely. There you are. Yes. What I would like you to do now is to point to any other member of the audience and then remain standing. Anyone you like.
Sorry.
Me?
Yeah.
Sorry.
If you could stand up,
Yep.
sir. Now, we're going to need to know what Pretty Boy Floyd is wanted for this time. He's got a rap sheet as long as your arm. Have you ever wondered who comes in your house at night when you're sleeping and messes up your hair? Pretty Boy Floyd. Or who steals that missing left sock when you do the washing? That guy. In fact, his latest crime is doodling on your banknotes. You know those little scribbles you get? Him. So could you please tell us, sir, anything you like, what is his crime this time?
Robbing a bank?
Robbing a bank.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any particular way he robbed the bank or just robbing the bank?
Just robbing a bank.
Just robbing the bank. Okay, so just to confirm, this lady here is harbouring this dangerous felon and he is wanted for robbing a bank. If you could please take your seats. If you could open the door for me, I'm going to call Rebecca back. Upon her return, I will remain silent and motionless until the conclusion of her investigation.
that neither they nor I could see or hear anything that went on inside the theatre while we were outside, please. Is that correct?
Absolutely nothing.
Very convincing, thank you. Thank you very much, both of you. You may now return to your seats. Thank you. Now, my name is Rebecca, and I have been secretly employed by the Tabard Theatre Police to hunt down a dangerous criminal who is wanted for the most heinous of crimes. It is now that I ask all of you, please concentrate on what that crime was. Really focus, all of you. This is something quite large scale. I'm sensing something to do with greed or something. I'm seeing something, theft of something. That's what I'm getting. Something, this is theft, and I'm seeing something papery, and this is, oh yes, no, I see it now. It's Pretty Boy Floyd has robbed a bank, correct?
Yeah.
Such a dangerous criminal can't be left to wander free. I sense he is being helped, aided in his attempt to evade capture. Someone here is hiding him. It is now that I appeal to all of you. Think in your mind about what this person looks like. Don't look at them or give anything away. Just think about them in your mind's eye. Now, I'm getting, this is, I'm seeing a woman. This is, I'm seeing a woman, and I'm sensing brown hair, long brown hair. Yes, it's not too dark, a kind of medium brown I think I'm seeing, and she's wearing something grey, I think, something kind of light in colour, or yeah, something, I think grey I'm seeing, like it's long and maybe warm, like a sweater or a jumper or a hoodie or something like that. Yes, you are hiding Pretty Boy Floyd, correct? Am I right? Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, order has been restored, and everyone is now safe to go about their business. As for Pretty Boy Floyd, he is going back behind bars.
If I ever get out of here, thought of giving it all away to a registered charity.
Now, let's show you something dangerous.
Okay. In the 1800s, in Shenyang, northern China, they used to play an incredibly dangerous game. This game involved 6 drinking vessels. It also involved a blindfold and 50 shards of broken glass. It was believed that if a woman's love for a man was true, no harm could befall him when playing this game. Now I'm going to need someone to come down and help me, so I will grab my trusty teddy bear, who's also escaped. Yes, you have this. What I want you to do, say, is throw him to anyone you like in the audience. Please stand up. Give her a round of applause. Thank you all. Come down the floor. If you could come round here for me, the first thing I'm going to get you to do is just a couple of checks. I've got a light bulb here, and I want you to just inspect it. Make sure that it is a real light bulb, it's not plastic or made of sugar or anything like that. Fantastic. And I'll just get rid of him. Yeah, he flies, that guy. Also, could you inspect this napkin? Make sure that nothing is concealed inside, that it is just a regular napkin. Fantastic. Could you lay the napkin on top here for me? Wonderful. Now, what I'm going to do is fold the corners over this light bulb, take my trusted hammer, why thank you, and proceed to smash this light bulb. That was strangely satisfying. Now, could you confirm for everyone here in the audience that what we now have is broken glass? You don't have to touch it or taste it or anything, but can you confirm we've not switched anything? This is exactly the same light bulb, just now smashed. So at least 50 shards of glass.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
fantastic. Now, Gary, if you'd like to come and stand over here, please. Your special spot. Now, yet again, we'd like to ask you to make a few checks. Please check this cotton gauze. Make sure there's nothing concealed inside, no hidden pinholes or plasma screens. This is good. Fantastic. Also, please check this blindfold. Make sure there's nothing inside, nothing untoward about it. It's completely opaque. Thank you very much. Now, please watch very carefully as the gauze is placed over Gary's eyes. You can move forward if you'd like to. And the blindfold is tied very firmly in place. Now, from your position up here on the stage, can you please confirm there is absolutely no way Gary could see up, down, to the sides or forward?
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. Now, back to join me here. Now, here we have 6 shot files, the kind you might find in any club or bar across town. In a moment, each of these is going to be filled with thick chocolate milkshake. However, one of them will also contain 50 shards of glass. Now, the thickness of the milkshake means that the glass can't move around inside the vial, and Gary will have no premonition, no way to tell before which vial has the glass in. So if he was to knock back the vial containing the glass, he would certainly suffer a painful and inevitable death. Because there's no way the glass could pass through his digestive system without causing irreversible damage. Now, first of all, could you please select one of the shot vials for me, and I will fill it with glass. Lovely, thank you. Now we need to make sure that we get a nice lot of glass in here. Want to make sure it really is truly deadly. There we go, that should do it. Now, you should be able to hear and hopefully see that it now contains glass. Can you confirm from up here that it does in fact contain glass?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I will put that back. Now, next, could you please fill each shot vial with some chocolate milkshake? About half full will do it. It's doing very well. Fantastic. Okay, now final instruction for you. Next, I'd like you, when I stop speaking, to switch the positions of the vials in the rack. You can switch them around as much as you like, so that Gary could have no idea of the position of the vial you've selected. And then once you've done that, and you're happy with its new position, please ring the bell and then return to your seat. So that's switch, bell, seat. Okay, I will stop talking now.
I'll get there. Can we have a round of applause for our helper? Fantastic. What will happen is this. In a moment, I will select a glass at random. I will select a glass and Rebecca will think safe or she will think danger. Upon her confirmation of safe, I will drink the contents. I will do so swiftly and decisively. I will have no opportunity to spit the liquid out, and you will have no opportunity to stop me. I must ask that no one makes any sound to betray the location of the danger vial. And I must insist, none of you try this at home. I take full responsibility and liability for what is about to happen. And again, please do not try this at home, because if you try, you will probably die. Safe. 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 Oh. Safe.
Ladies and gentlemen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to show you something incredible. Did you know you can see with your ears? I realise that that's a nonsensical claim to make, but not only can I show you this to be true, I can also help you to do it too. Now, in just a moment, Gary is going to draw a shape on the board. I want you all to watch as he does so, but I also want you to listen closely to the sound of the pen on the paper. Here we go. Okay, now we're going to do that again, but this time I want everybody to close their eyes and just listen to the sound of the pen on the paper. Off you go. There, as Gary drew the shape again, you should have seen the circle appear in your mind's eye. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, I'll prove this to you now. If you follow my instructions to the letter, you will truly experience seeing with your ears. This time, I want everybody to close their eyes, and Gary's going to draw a different shape. Listen closely as he draws. Ready, everybody?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, everybody open your eyes. If you saw a square appear in your mind's eye, please raise your hand.
Fantastic. Give yourself a round of applause. Well done.
Now, that's one of the most basic of tests for seeing with your ears, but we believe that there are exceptionally trained CIA and FBI agents who can see what a person is writing or drawing simply by listening.
We were so intrigued with this idea, we thought we'd try it for ourselves. Now I'm going to need someone to help me. So once again, could you just throw him off into the audience? Please give her a round of applause.
Sorry.
May I ask your name? Marion, it's lovely to meet you. Thank you very much. And I'll take our trusted bear. Sorry, sir.
Now, in just a moment, we're going to ask you to draw something on the board.
It's
But
fantastic.
thank you. But first, we'd like to ask you to make a few checks. Please check my ears. Make sure there's nothing sticking out of them, nothing behind them, no out-of-place earrings, anything like that. Also, please check my eyes for any Google plasma screens or microchips or James Bond eyelashes, anything like that.
You can check her mouth for blue teeth. Right, now, in a moment, we're going to ask you to draw something on the board. But before we do that, we just want you to make a few checks. If you could check these wads of cotton gauze, hold them up to your eyes, make sure they are completely opaque and cannot be seen through. We also have the blindfold. If you would mind checking the blindfold and making sure, again, it is completely opaque and cannot be seen through. Fantastic. Rebecca will hold the cotton to her eyes, and again, they are going to be held firmly in place with the blindfold. Can you confirm for everyone in the audience that under these conditions, there's no way that she could see anything?
Fine, yeah.
Fantastic. I'm just going to move you forward to the place you love the most, centre stage. And as I said, we're going to ask you to draw something on the board. Now, nothing so basic as like a smiley face or a shape, but something that everyone here could easily recognise. And also something you could draw in around 10 or 15 seconds. Are you listening, Rebecca?
I'm listening.
Please draw your lovely artwork now. And once you've done that, return to your seat.
Clearly, from everyone's reaction, this is a very interesting picture. I could definitely, the strokes of your pen were definitely creating something that I could see in my mind. Now, let me concentrate. Yes, everybody, yes, I just need to focus on what I could hear. Okay. Now there was definitely something, lots of lines I think I could hear with this one. There was a horizontal line. I think what I could hear was quite a boxy shape. There were lots of lines. I think, yes, there was a horizontal line near the bottom of this shape, and then coming up from that was this vertical line, I think, and then another horizontal line along the top, quite a boxy shape, and then there was something coming out the top of that. From the top of this shape, from quite central, there was maybe another vertical line with almost, I could hear like a rectangle or something coming off it. It sounded maybe a bit like a flag or something like that I could hear off of this main boxy shape, which was horizontal and then there wasn't just these straight lines. I think I heard more curved shapes at the bottom there were these curved circular like arches or circles. I think I heard 3 of them, but that might not be right. And then somewhere in the middle of this shape there was an arch or something like that, which was maybe surrounded by a big square or an oblong or something within the bigger shape. I think if I stand back and look at it, is it a car with a flag on top?
And a very lovely car it is too.
Is it for sale?
Ladies and gentlemen, at the beginning of this show, we told you that we don't use stooges, spoken codes or electronic devices of any kind. To prove this to you, you have checked our blindfolds, you've checked my eyes and ears, and we've even let you frisk one of this country's most dangerous criminals. Now, with all that in mind, we'd like to conclude with a test of telepathy that cannot be cheated. The book test.
Again, we're going to need some help with this. So, would you mind throwing him off on his usual journey into the audience? If you catch him, please stand up.
It's fantastic in the middle.
And if you could remain standing and chuck him to anyone else you like.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If you could stand up for me, ma'am. If you could remain standing, yep. And could you please throw him to a third and final person? I think that was you. If you could stand up for me, give all 3 of them a round of applause. Can I ask your name?
Joni.
Joni. Gary, nice to meet you. And your name?
Ollie.
Ollie? Gary, it's a pleasure to meet you. And we had you earlier. Remind me, your name was?
Flo.
Flo. Thank you. Okay, if you could all just stand in front of this table here for me. I've got some books, and what I want you to do is, if you could all just inspect these books, make sure the regular books, all the pages are different, there's nothing untoward about them. And Flo, if I could just pinch you for a second, could you, for the final time this evening, check these wads of cotton gauze. Make sure they're completely opaque, no light can see through, there's nothing wrong with them at all. And if you could also check this blindfold. Okay, if you could watch for the final time this evening as the cotton gauzes are held over Rebecca's eyes, and they are going to be once again held firmly in place with the blindfold. Could you confirm for the audience that there is no way, under these conditions, Rebecca could see anything? Fantastic. And are you happy with the books?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, what's going to happen is this. One of you is going to select a book, one of you a page, and one of you a line. So, could you please select any book you like? Fantastic. And are you happy with your choice? You don't want to change your mind because it makes no difference to us. What I'd like you to do, if you can hang on to it, is go to the last page in that book that has a number written on it and just tell me how many pages are in that book.
325.
325. Okay, if you can pass the book along. Could you please give me any number between 325 and 1?
275.
275. And are you happy with your decision? Could you please turn to page 270?
Too far though.
the book to Flo.
There you go.
Now on page, you said 275,
Yeah.
was it? Yeah, on page 275, how many, just roughly, how many lines would you say are on that page? 50? Okay, could you give me any... 30. We're going to go 30, okay. 30 it is. Just give me a number between 1 and 30. 21. Okay, what I want you to do for me, Flo, is counting aloud and using your finger as a guide. Please count down to line 21.
21, 20, 19.
I mean, count down from the top. 1. So and you're on line 21. What I want all three of you to do is, if you could read, not aloud, but read to yourself silently in line 21, and try and commit it to memory if you can.
Line 21 is not in English.
In that case, would you like to give us another number?
11.
11. Okay. Let's do it together. How about that? Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Got it.
Okay. Thank you. Now, I want all of us, we're going to read this line silently and try and commit it to memory. What's going to happen is I am going to try and silently transmit this line to Rebecca.
Concentrate on the line for me. There's a lot of emotions in this line. Something sad and something magnificent or kingly. I can sense but everything's, it's joined, everything. I think the first word of this line is however, or together. No, not, it's together, it's joined. Yes, I was right the first time, together. And then this emotion, and it's coming outwards, it's shouting or screaming or howling, or yes, howling, it's howling. Together howling, and then something sad, howling, and then sad or grief or sorrowfully, howling sorrowfully. Together howling sorrowfully. And then this other, something like a beat. Focus on that word that's something like a beat. Like a hit or it's a pounding, I think. And then this word that's like kingly or something. So I think, yes, I think I know what the whole line is now. It's together, howling sorrowfully, and pounding majestically.
Could you read this line back there?
Yeah, it's time.
So you can confirm it is the same line.
Dorothy. And pounding it. Majestically.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we got there in the end. We hope you've enjoyed our show this evening as much as we've enjoyed having you here. Now, we've covered a lot of things tonight, haven't we? But one thing we've not covered is foresight, which is the ability to see into the future and to plan for events that haven't even happened yet. Now, at the beginning of the show, I did a card trick on one of you that went horribly wrong. I think it was on you, wasn't it? I let you keep the cards. Do you still have them? And remind me that the card you actually selected was the 4 of spades, wasn't it? And I thought it was the Jack of Hearts. Now, before we even got here this evening, Rebecca made a prediction, and she wrote it on this board. I'm sure you can all agree this board has been here the entire time, in full view, and we've had no opportunity to tamper with it or to switch it. Rebecca.
I knew you would select the 4 of spades and Gary would mistakenly cut to the jack. Now, we'd like to leave you with just one final thought.